Hello and a very warm welcome back to the Antrim Forum in Northern Ireland for day 2 of the Netball Europe Open Championship event 2019. We had 2 great games yesterday. In game 1, a younger England side took the win over the Republic of Ireland 73-16, and a hotly contested second game saw Wales clinch the win over Northern Ireland 51-44, with the gap only really opening up in the last quarter. Looking at the fixtures today, first up we have Wales taking on England in a couple of minutes' time, and then at 2 p.m. the Republic of Ireland take on Northern Ireland, both of whom will be looking for their first win of the tournament. Tomorrow is our final day, with Wales taking on the Republic of Ireland at 10 a.m. and Northern Ireland play England at 12 p.m, followed by our closing ceremony at 2, when we will know who our European senior champions are for 2019. I'm Nolene Armstrong, and I'm delighted to be joined in the commentary box for this game by Nat Pepperell. How are you, Nat?
Yeah, really excited for this game.
Excellent. And what are you expecting from this contest? We watched both teams playing yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, seeing the teams yesterday, I think it'll be really interesting in terms of the defence today. So Wales had a really strong structure in defence, and Northern Ireland was struggling a little bit to penetrate through that. But the strength that England have is they're really good at punching through stuff like that, and their coaches will have looked at that style of defence and gone back to the drawing board on how to overcome that. The flip side is the Republic of Ireland exposed England at times yesterday with the flies from the back we saw from Genevieve Slater, and we know that Christina Shaw, Layla Thomas at the back can really come out with some of those, so it'll be really interesting to see what happens. And I think England's defence as well, they did a really good job at holding up the Republic of Ireland. It'd be interesting to see whether Wales can really penetrate through that to get to circle edge, because we know their arms are really long. Wales mid-court quite short, so they're going to have to get through to circle edge to get those balls in.
Excellent. So a really exciting game ahead for us. Let's have a look at the squads out on court today. For Wales, we have goal shooter George Rowe, goal attack Chelsea Lewis, wing attack Bethan Dyke, in centre Kyra Jones, wing defence their captain Nia Jones, in goal defence Layla Thomas, and goalkeeper Christina Shaw. And then for England, Barry Neal starts in goal shooter, Ciara Rothwell goal attack, captain Yaz Parsons in wing attack, Yaz Odier-Byrne in centre, Fumi Fadoju is in wing defence, Zara Everett in goal defence, and Halamat Adio in goalkeeper. What sort of matchups are you expecting here today, Natalie?
Well, we were talking before, weren't we, off the mics about the Nia Jones and Yaz Parsons matchup at wing defence, wing attack, and that's going to be a cracking competition between those two. Yaz is really strong on the ball. I mean, her physique as an athlete is amazing. She's strong, she's powerful, and you've got Nia Jones, which will probably match that closing speed onto the ball. So I'm expecting a really good battle between those two.
Excellent, and we can just see the teams just getting lined up to be called onto the court now.
I think what will be interesting to see is how the teams react to what they've seen yesterday. So the homework that's been done by the coaches, bearing in mind it's a quick turnaround. They only saw each other yesterday. It's a different England squad than we're used to. It's obviously a younger squad. Wales have come on hugely in the past year in their development, and the game style that they're playing is their Welsh way. And so the research that the coaches will have had to have done in those 12 hours and then to get that into the athletes will be interesting to see if they have anything slightly different that they bring today to the table.
Do you think it's any better England having that second game opportunity to sit and watch Wales having already played their match, or vice versa? Wales would have been watching with 2 eyes on their game at hand and then also focusing on today's game?
To be fair, I don't think it will have made too much difference in the timings of the games yesterday. I think the England team, I don't think will have stayed here to watch. The coaches will have done, but the team will have gone back to recover. It's very important for the athletes that they then go off refresh, and they won't really focus on the next game until they sit down as a collective together as a team and look at those things. So I don't think the timing matters too much. And again, the recovery time doesn't really make too much difference. I mean, it's a couple of hours, if that. So I don't think that will impact, but I do think what will impact is the team that can adapt to the style of play that they're playing against today.
Excellent. So we are just waiting for the umpires to start off today's game, and we have Joe Lilly and Janet Edling calling the game for us, and the reserve umpire is Beeling Yu.
You can already see on our screens Nia Jones, the captain, was warming her feet up there, doing lots of fast feet. She came back onto the game really well yesterday after having a third, like a quarter off. Her Jones came on really well, but I think Nia Jones came back on and made a real impact in that final quarter.
And we see Wales just looking to find Georgia Rowe under the post. They were able to do that very effectively yesterday, making the most of that excellent reach that she has.
Yeah, and Chelsea Lewis obviously is a great shooter as well, so having that threat under the post, it'll be interesting to see whether they double on that or come off. Again, fast transition through court from England. Oh, but great defence there by Beth Dyke. Republic of Ireland really struggled yesterday to hold up that quick transition by England, so it's good to see Wales coming out straight away and slowing that down. You can see straight away that box formation by the Welsh defenders. And that's what they're trying to prevent. When wing attack Yas Parsons got that in the centre from the box formation, Wales are trying to prevent that middle space.
So England will be happy with that. A break to start.
Really nice centre pass setup as well. Yeah, good pressure there by Christina Shaw. But again, look at the full court defence from England. Credit there to Yas Parsons, really running on that hard. And you can see that they've done their research on this zone, because already you're seeing like the likes of Jazz Odiobryn standing up to the defenders rather than floating around the middle.
But it's just that patience to work the right option to get the ball into the circle. And do you think that was from yesterday, where they maybe wouldn't have had a similar amount of pressure against the Republic of Ireland? You know, that ball might have gone away, gone into the circle, whereas today they're not going to get away with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, this is probably better for England in the fact that it's a lot more contested, because you have to play clinical netball, so the coaches will probably be more enthused by seeing that clinical stuff.
So both teams breaking each other's centre pass. A wee few nerves at the start of this game.
Oh, unlucky there by Halamat at the back. She's very good with her feet, very fast at coming round, and that'll work really well against Georgia Rowe. England are going to have to be more clinical on getting the ball to the circle edge. They can't underestimate Shaw and Thomas at the back, because they work really well on switching, coming on and off the body.
And then Wales happy to recycle the ball. But both teams seem to have done a lot of homework on each other, cancelling each other out just at the minute.
Yeah, it's a bit of a nervy start, isn't it? I think we can see that on the time of the release. So lots of the passes, whereas yesterday, for England on their transitions, they were all like 1 second releases. They turned and they let the ball go straight away. Now it's just a bit more tentative. They're holding on to it for probably half a second too long. They've either got to let it go on the 1 or on the 3. There's good strength there by Chelsea Lewis on that front position. They're the errors that Wales can't afford to get away with today. I mean, they had a few of those yesterday on those feeds in, and today they're going to have to make sure they're really clinical with those, because otherwise England will punish them. Oh, unlucky. I was about to say lovely ball.
Yeah.
Just, again, the defence from Wales, you can see Nia Jones is really keeping Jazz Odiobryn into that pocket, and they only then had the long swing option on. So they've lost a little bit of their depth, England, that they had yesterday. They're not using the triangles at the moment, and I think that's credit to the Welsh defence.
And how much of that relationship between Shaw and Thomas, like they've built that over the years, and that's obviously coming into fruition. They know how to read off each other.
Yeah, I mean, it is a lot of hard work. Oh, crowd not happy with that one.
So that's a number of balls that have gone off the sideline. Is that England's plan? Pushing the teams wide, or pushing Wales out to the have to be extremely precise on their passes.
Yeah, I mean, it's the pressure, isn't it? Look at the pressure that England put on there. They're not happy to, if they make a mistake, they're all back on it to make sure that they put as much pressure as possible. And we saw a couple of these obstruction calls on attacking play yesterday as well. It's just the players, when they're holding their space, they've got to make sure that their arms aren't out. They've got to make sure they keep them in. Again, Yaz Parsons holding that front position on Kyra Jones. They're just playing the front quite nicely.
And that's a nice screen there by Barry Neal.
And that's the clever balls that can go in, isn't it? When there's a screen on, I mean, sometimes we look at it and go, oh, that was a long ball. Why is that one okay and the other one isn't? But there, if you've got a screen on, you've created that space and the defence can't get there, then sure, send it. It's the ones where the defenders are still roaming that you've got to be really wary of. There's no second phase for England, not straight away. Nice reset. Nice quick take by Yaz Parsons, showing her experience.
And England just putting a bit of distance between them, and Wales now with a chance to go 5-2 up.
And again, just that unforced error, crossing the line too early. They're the mistakes that you can't get away with against a quality side. They're just going to punish you.
So that circle's opening up a bit more for England.
Yeah, Barry Neal, very clever there, pulled out the top to create that space. If you've got two players zoning really well in the circle, one of the attackers is going to have to pull out and then drive back in, because otherwise they're quite happy to just sit and cover the space. Like now, they're stuck. But there, Barry pulling top, get some nice width, beautiful.
Chelsea Lewis not really wanting that ball in that position, but the only option on.
Nice again, mixing up the timing by Barry Neal. Oh, that's a beautiful ball over.
Nice waiting there by Ciara Rothwell.
This is just where at the moment Wales just need to get a bit more space. They're all on one side of the court. Well picked up by Chelsea Lewis. And it's just that at the moment they've got a defender on their back because they're not doing the prelim work enough. So they have to do the prelim work. Take your defender away, get your space. Really good cover on second phase by Wales at the moment. I think Yaz Parsons is doing a lot of work for England at the moment. It's a lovely one too. That's a much better second phase. And that was the setup. Instead of them both being on top of each other, you had Chelsea over the far side. She was ready to move if she was needed, but that allows her then to come across and be that second phase option. Lovely ball.
Nice interception there by Kyra Jones.
Yeah, I think Yaz just wanted Jazz Oberon to keep going onto that ball.
Well read by both England defenders.
Yeah, it's risky to try and send it up over Zara Everett. She has very long arms. So an early call for injury. Georgia Rowe comes off, sees Chelsea Lewis move to goal shooter and Eleanor Roberts move to goal attack. And that's not an unsurprising call. You know, they're down by 4, 5 minutes to go. And Eleanor Roberts came on really well yesterday to create space in that circle. When you've got the arms of Helena Adio and Zara Everett, you need to have some space. Good patience again by Zara.
You can see that England are really looking for a straight ball. They're not keen to give things across channels. And if it's not on, then they're looking square and then a straight ball again. So defensively for Wales, you know, like that box setup that they have seems to be working all right. Is there anything that you would adapt to if you knew that's what was happening?
Not in terms of the defence in front. What I'd be looking for now is to have on these back players, so their goal defence, wing defence, on Zara Everett and on Fumi Fidoju, I'd be looking at getting arms over, but arms over slightly ready to run the lateral so that they can intercept those lateral balls, because it's all well and good creating the lateral balls, but unless you're eventually going to run on them, they can play around all day. Great arms there by the defence. And again, that space is created because Eleanor Roberts runs the front, creates the space. Beautiful.
And Chelsea Lewis just committing Halamat Adio and creating that space for Roberts there for that drive.
Yeah, and it's a different style of attack, isn't it? So what you're going to find is that for the first couple of minutes, it might throw Zara Everett and Halamat Adio off, but it won't for long. They're very good players.
And I think that's the key for this game, is there's going to be that constant battle of working out what your opponent's doing, adapting, and then them having to readapt.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, unlucky there by Beth Dyke, just on a bit too much extension. But again, good cover by Wales, holding England up, but great patience by England.
It's a lovely drive along the baseline there by Barry Neal. And she sinks another one. So as we're closing out this first quarter, do you think England has settled more than Wales at the minute?
I think England have worked out a little bit more around this box zone at the back, and I think they're starting to get players in the middle of that, which is basically what you need to do. You need to be able to get players in the middle, but get players in the middle and be able to send the ball. Yeah. And they just haven't had necessarily the errors. I would say that at the moment Wales are having a good game, but there's been, you know, 3 or 4 errors, and that's 3 or 4 goals. You double that on the opposition then having the centre pass, you're looking at 6 to 8 goals, and ultimately that's the difference, 6 goals at the moment.
Barry Neal taking that ball at full extension to keep it in for Yaz Parsons.
She's such a young player, but she's absolutely outstanding. Look at that height on the jump. And there's that. Again, that was them all being pushed out. I mean, Jazz is stuck that side. Someone needs to come up through the middle then. Even if you get Barry Neal and Kira Rothwell doing an interchange, so you goal shoot, punches through the middle, and then you goal attack and drive base just to punch through the middle of the zone.
Good cover there by Fidojo, cutting out Chelsea Lewis as she comes out of the circle. And Wales still, with that, again, that pressure keeps building. And creating the turnover.
Oh, beautiful. Lovely shot. And they're struggling to get this centre pass out now, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just getting that into that attacking. So, obstruction by Yaz Parsons.
Well, they're obviously trying to hold it up slightly, so I'm not surprised we're getting some obstructions in the last.
Adio unlucky there. She was really good at holding that front space. Excellent elevation. Just deemed to have contacted Chelsea Lewis.
And Wales needed that goal.
Yeah.
Now they need to stop this one going in so they can start the next quarter with a centre pass. Just not enough time.
You know, and that concludes the first quarter with England pushing ahead 14-7 for Wales. And Nat, what do you think after the end of that first quarter? How do you think England will feel going towards the bench now?
I think they'll be reasonably happy, but I think there's also some things that they'll want to tweak. At the moment, I feel like Yaz Parsons is doing a lot, and I feel if you took her out of that equation, then they'd really struggle, and ultimately it's a 7-person game, so that needs to be mixed up. They need to look at getting that player through the middle. They've done it in parts, but other times they've been really stuck on those sidelines because of the Welsh defence. And so I think they'll probably just be having a few input and tweaking that. I think their defence has done really well, actually, and is putting a lot of pressure on, and I think they've been grinding slowly on the Welsh attack, and actually they've really stalled that attack well. Yeah. So I think that's working quite nicely for them at the moment. As far as Wales are concerned, like I said before, there's just been too many errors in that first quarter. A centre pass giveaway because the extension's too much, when actually, there wasn't anyone riding Beth at that point in time. She was reasonably clear for that ball. And they're the errors that they're going to have to tweak, because England will not let them do those errors and then give them the ball back. They're going to take it through. But, good performance from both teams. Is there more to come? Yes. Can they both play better? Absolutely.
Yeah, so time just to pause, stop, reflect for Wales, and hopefully come back out. And as you say, they'll have the first centre pass in this second quarter, and then be looking to chip away that 7-goal lead that they have that England's managed to make so far.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a change in the Welsh side, just to maybe mix that centre pass up at the moment, because like I say, towards the end of that they were struggling to get that centre pass out. What it would be, I don't know. They might not, they might keep it the same anyway, but I think I'd be inclined to just tweak that line, change the wing attack or the goal attack to just mix it up a little bit, because otherwise they're going to be really comfortable, the England defence. They know what that lineup is currently doing, and they can sit on it and defend it.
Yeah. In terms of how would you change then if it is that second phase ball? Is that there's not enough offers, the offers aren't in the right place, the timing, what would be the key things then you would be saying? I
think some of it's the off the ball work. So we talked yesterday when we were watching Yaz Parsons as a wing attack, her off the ball work is really good. So as the player's coming back to the centre to take the centre pass, she's already shifting her defender, she's moving back, forward, side to side, whatever it is she needs to do to play them off, to then drive and be free as soon as she crosses that line. And you can almost guarantee that she will be there for that centre pass. Whereas I don't think we've necessarily got the prelim work. Beth Dyke has a great closing speed, so she's probably used to just going and getting that ball, and she does have good prelim work, but we're just not seeing it quite as much here. And it's also then that connection between your wing attack and your goal attack. Who's going? Where's the space going to be? And at the moment, Wales are just clustered. And it's not necessarily, like I say, not just because of the Wales attack, it's because of what the England defence are doing to them as well.
And it's much easier to collect the ball whenever you're totally free getting it, whereas England are putting them under that pressure that they're contesting every single ball.
Absolutely. And if you're free when you get the ball, then your turn can be quick and your delivery of the next ball can be quick, because you don't have those arms in front of your face. As they're coming back on now, we can see Susie Drain has come on at wing attack, and that's exactly what we were talking about, that we thought there might be a change to change that front lineup.
So there are a few changes on both teams, so we'll just get confirmation of those and get them to you as soon as possible.
So ready for the centre pass. Susie Drain getting that first centre pass straight away. Oh, and Chelsea Lewis has come off, and they've put Georgia Rowe back on at goal shoot for the Welsh side. Good patience there by England, just the back two playing between them.
Lovely swing of the ball, but yes, Parsons seemed to have contacted, so possession to Wales.
Oh, that was a gifted.
That's maybe not the best option though. Be a risky ball, again contested. Lovely interception there by Adio. Again, that lifted ball gave her the time to drive out of the circle onto that.
You can see both shooters early on playing off the body of the defenders now. I would imagine that's a coaching input from quarter time. You know, if you've got defenders that are playing the space, you're going to have to step up to them. And again, on that second phase centre pass, you see Kyra Jones and Eleanor Roberts both go into the same space.
Well done, Georgia Rowe, able to keep that ball in and find Eleanor Roberts. And Wales are on the board for this second quarter. It's creating an awful lot of space there by Barry Neal coming out.
Yeah.
Lovely drive in.
It's a nice middle. You can see Halle just playing, Halle Adimat just playing, Halle Matt Adio, sorry, just playing off the body, which is really nice and clever.
Yeah, it just puts that doubt in the mind of the feeders of where exactly Georgia Rowe's looking for that ball.
And actually Georgia Rowe is one of those players that can hold and move, so you kind of have to play off a little bit, because otherwise if you're too tight on, she's going to move.
There seems to be really nice timing with England off the centre pass. Yaz Parson seeing that the front space is covered and drop it into that open space at the back.
Yeah, and I think also the work rate of the shooters at the back mean that the keeper, who essentially in your box zone might fly on that, is too busy. Oh, well held.
Lightning reflexes there, Georgia Rowe, well done.
And again, just on that, the movement now of the attack, the goal shooter in the goal attack, means that Layla Thomas couldn't fly on that ball. Good tip there by Nia Jones.
And that was brought on, that was the only option available because the defence were able to get the front space on the circle attack.
Good hands, Layla Thomas.
Again, just those errors that just undo that excellent work, that excellent pressure. And again, there's Nia Jones.
Oh, she gets the contact call.
So another chance for Wales to reward the excellent defensive pressure.
You can see all the players on one side of the court, and that's just what England do. Beautiful pop.
Good work by Roberts. She's really having, Everett's doing a great job of just man on, pushing her wide, and then just having that composure once she gets into the circle to be able to put that shot away. Super hands for Jojo. So England with the turnover. And this is one of those ones that Wales can't afford for England to get another score and keep pushing this gap out again. So
I think Julie Hornweg was listening to you and is therefore now mixing it up. So this doesn't surprise me. England have done a very much a moving circle now, and you found that Layla Thomas and Christina Shaw were not being able to work together. So I would imagine that this change-up of sticking Nia Jones in at the back has gone from a unit defence looking at zoning the space to a really strong man-on-man. Claire Jones has come on at wing defence. Great interception by Kyra. Good cover at centre there by Jazz Adeobrin.
And smart play by Chelsea Lewis, just being available when she was needed to release that option off the centre pass.
Which is another change we didn't mention actually. Good spot. Eleanor Roberts has gone to the bench and Chelsea Lewis has come on at goal attack. Interestingly, last time England played Wales was in the Commonwealth Games. England took an 85-31 win there. However, it was a slightly different England side to the one we see today. Beautiful baseline.
Good pressure by the Welsh defence there, forcing England to go back.
Caution given there to Kyra Jones. Great pressure there. A good pick up by Layla Thomas. Smart play by Claire Jones. Just opting for the short passes, unfortunately. Another giveaway.
Good hands there by Cara Jones, just making it that bit more difficult for Odebrun to catch that. Up this other end, it seems to be that any aerial balls that the England defence, so Adio and Everett, are able to get up. They have such a great leap. Is that something that they just need to adapt? The passers just need to change up.
Yeah, and they were on that last one in particular. They were both stood still, posting up. Well, ideally, you wouldn't have two posts. You'd have one post and one mover, because otherwise, like you say, if you've got a defender with really good jump height, unless your angle on that hold is pinpoint perfection and the feed in is pinpoint perfection, it's really hard. There, both posted up, both on the baseline. You need a top and base. You've got to split that circle. Still, nice composure from Rowe. Oh, well held. England just seem to have their foot on the accelerator at the moment. There's just one option, and this is the problem that they've got. When Susie Drain had that ball, the only option was Georgia Rowe coming out. You had Chelsea Lewis non-ball side the other side, Kyra Jones non-ball side this side. They have to have more than one option.
And that's good there by Chelsea Lewis, driving through, recognising that both defence had double back on Georgia Rowe.
Yeah, really smart play.
Good defensive pressure there by Wales, but Yaz Parsons still able to see Barry Neal just under the post.
Yeah, and that's what she does really well. She does that really well in Super League. Good space by Georgia Rowe. I think because they're both tall at the back, sometimes the go-to is to always lift it, but that ball could have gone flat. I mean, it got there, fine, but it could have gone flat, and the defence was then behind her.
Yeah.
They don't have to put aerial for it to be contested.
And sometimes, regardless of whether or not it's the defence can get on, they're going to try if it's up in the air, whereas if it's a flatter, harder ball, they feel like they're not going to contest it.
Yeah. It's good pressure in that middle third at the moment by England. Nice front cut there by Kyra Jones.
And the more of that they can get, it cuts out that risky overhead pass where England can just get a hand on it or really put the passer under pressure to make it a precision pass.
Yeah, absolutely.
So both defenders out of play. And Georgia Rowe pops another one away.
And that was a turnover on the England centre pass as well, so we'll see now if Wales can build on that momentum. I mean, 11 goals in at the moment, but we've seen that in netball before, and it's turnable. You've still got half a game plus 5 minutes. Great ball.
Chelsea Lewis stealing that space, and lovely ball there by Susie Drain.
Yeah, and that was so much better. The circle was open because you had Georgia Rowe over the other side, and Chelsea Lewis just doing that work to commit the defender to the front and then play the back space. Good work.
Good work on the other end. Barry Neal just splitting that circle, really forcing Christina Shaw to have to make a decision.
Yeah, and timing as well by the gold tap. We saw that yesterday. Her timing on entry is just superb.
See that there where Chelsea Lewis has presented and isn't given the ball. That is really difficult then, you know, because then that timing's out.
Yeah, you needed to get out of the way then, don't you? I tell you what, I saw what she was trying to do.
Yep.
Just disconnections, isn't it? Oh, nearly. And that was nice by England, but also credit to Wales for, you know, Nia Jones went on that first one, and then Layla Thomas went on the second one. It's good that they're backing each other up.
Yeah. And there you see it again. And that's the thing, you just have to keep challenging on those balls, because eventually it'll be a bad pass, you get on the end of it.
Yeah.
Good timing's right.
Nice little fake there by the goal attack before she put it up, draw the jump.
Wales being caught all over on that one side.
And just the timing, you've got either everybody offering or nobody offering, like there. Two players are forward, but actually you need one, and then if that one doesn't go, the next one comes through. Beautiful shot.
And a chance for Wales to claw another one back here. And as we're into the last 2 minutes, it's really important then if they can come into half-time on a wave of momentum, having pulled back another couple of goals.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately that's what you need now, isn't it? You need to be able to get that momentum and keep it. And that was a great conversion for Wales, very smart on that. They knew it was a crucial one. They played the front ball, made it easy. Good drive by Susie Drain, off the ball, again drawing those defenders. Good middle by Chelsea Lewis.
Nice patience here by Wales. And Chelsea Lewis using all that experience, just pops another one away. Well done, she was there, she just put the doubt in the mind of the centre and caused that fumble, so.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not sure it was the best pass, but.
So Wales on a 3-goal run there just as we're into the last minute of this game. So you can feel the crowd just getting behind them. They're conscious of the time running out. Chance for Wales to get one more score. And they do.
And the pressure now as well.
Great pressure there by Wales to force England just to keep possession and not get another score. So at half time we finish up 21 to Wales, 29 to England. So what was that, 14 in that quarter for Wales, and I'm just madly doing my maths here. 15 to England in that quarter. So England still keeping the scoreline ticking over, similar sort of quarter that they had in terms of score as the last one, but what a turnaround there by Wales. They seem to be getting the ball to goal a lot quicker, a lot easier at times.
Absolutely.
What was your thoughts on it?
Yeah, completely agree, and I think there were less errors in that quarter by Wales than there were in the first quarter, and just, you know, a couple of things that they're starting to tweak. So I think Susie Drain coming on has made an impact. Not that Bethan Dyke wasn't doing a good job, she was. It's just the work rate that Susie brings off the ball, constantly engages those defenders. Like, she's experienced, she's solid, and if you track her, honestly, I'm sure she runs twice as much as everybody else in the game, but it's effective because of the fact that she's constantly shifting those defence.
Is that similar to what we were talking about with Yaz Parsons having to do so much work off the ball, and is that you know, a trait of a wing attack, or is that actually they're doing so much work, should other people be balancing that out as well?
It's tricky, isn't it? I think off the ball work, you have to do a lot of off the ball work, and depending on who you play in, when you play in a quality side and you've got a quality defender, and defenders that fly as well, and this is, you know, quite crucial, you have to do that prelim work, because firstly you have to keep them interested. If you're stood still, they know that you're there and they know they've got you covered, and they can look at other stuff to pick off. So by you moving around, first of all, they're keeping their eyes out on you. They're not too interested in what else is going on that they can fly on. And secondly, it's just that contest of being able to get the ball cleanly without someone riding you. So although it seems as though potentially it's a bit more tiring, you're not having that constant impact of having somebody on you. So actually it can be less tiring. But I think when we talk about the work rate in terms of them taking every other ball, that's when sometimes it's not as beneficial, especially if your wing attack is having to come deep. And I think, in fairness to England, Yaz Parsons didn't come down as much in that quarter. She didn't have to take as much ball. I think Jazz Oberon really stepped up in helping that. But when you've got a player that then has to take every other ball, that's not beneficial, because it keeps other people out of play a bit. It stops them being as engaged, and also it allows the defence to start to go, right, you're going to get the ball, so we're going to run on you and intercept that. So I think there's two different things of the work rate really there.
Okay, and you were talking about the defence flying out onto the ball. We saw Wales were doing that very well. Christina Shaw and Leila Thomas hunting for those interceptions, and Nia Jones as well. What was England, like Barry Neal and Ciara Rothwell, doing to keep the England or the Welsh defence busy so that they couldn't fly out in those balls?
I think Barry Neal was doing more of a moving goal shooter role. So whereas we saw some of those balls really early on by Yaz Parsons just being able to ping in on the hold, Barry Neal is now coming out of the circle and allowing that space for Ciara Rothwell to drive in. By her moving out and them separating their goalkeeper and goal defence, they then stopped being able to work together. And it's what we talked about, the same. I mean, it's a simple game, netball. It's the same with that keeping the defender interested. The minute you've got that shooter that wants to pop out, wants to go here, wants to go there, you can't sit back and be comfortable that you've got that hold covered, or that if that lifted ball comes in, you're going to challenge it. You're now having to think, oh, well, she's going to pull out on the middle and get that ball circle edge, which is going to be a danger, so I've got to cover that. Or she's going to come out on the 45, so I've got to cover that. So you're being more drawn to your attacker as a defender and having to focus on them rather than looking, oh, the wing attack's driving into that pocket, I might fly on that ball. So it's just making sure you're keeping those defenders busy so they can't play onto other people. Yeah.
So both teams are just regrouping now. Do you think Sam Bird will be happy with that performance in the first half?
I think she'll be reasonably happy. I mean, obviously they're still up, and I think the first half of that quarter was good. You know, it was a good start, but I'm not sure she'll be as pleased with the second half. It got a little bit scrappy in parts, and I think Wales were playing front, and they didn't necessarily have a way of combating that front. They kind of sat behind them towards the end, and towards the very end, you know, they were sat, yes, keeping them off circle edge per se, but ultimately that wasn't working. So I would imagine that we'll see a couple of tweaks. I'll be interested to see if they change their lineup. I mean, depending on what their focus is for this tournament, depends whether they'll change it or not. If it was a game that I was looking at as developing my squad to progress through the tournament, you may well keep it the same. If you're looking to give exposure to these youngsters that are here, then maybe you change it up.
Yeah. This sort of game, it is a different game to the Ireland game yesterday. You know, okay, England are ahead, but as we were saying, it's, you know, it's what it's now 8 goals, in between the two teams, which is still doable for Wales to come back.
Yeah, absolutely. It's, you know, 4 turnovers and that's it, isn't it, really? And we've seen that they can do that, but they shouldn't be able to do that because England have the capacity, they have the talent on that team to make sure that that doesn't happen. But yeah, what I think the thing that I'd be most interested in is to see whether they keep Yaz Parsons on. She is one of the more experienced players. She is one of the older ones. She's had a lot of time at Super League, and she is very much commanding in that wing attack role. But if you want to expose everybody else to it, then, you know, maybe she has to come off. If I was going to pull her off to expose somebody else at that position, I'd do it this quarter, because I think it will have quite a big impact on the team.
So we just see the Welsh team coming back out onto the court now, out to their bench. Do you think we'll see any changes from Wales going into this second half?
If I'm honest, I don't think so. I think the change that they made at the back to put Layla Thomas with Nia Jones worked really well, because, like I say, that man-on-man pressure needed to be there because of the fact that the attack were playing separately, so the defence needs to play separately. That doesn't mean that they can't switch on players, but it means they've got to stick to a player and be aware if they are. And I think that worked well for them. I also think, you know, 14-15, you've done something right in that quarter. So those players have stepped up. Maybe let's keep it as it is. The only thing I think that they've dabbled a bit with is that shooting circle. Eleanor Roberts obviously coming on partway through the first quarter. I thought actually she came on well. I can see why they changed it back to Chelsea Lewis to have Georgia at the back, because I think Georgia gives you that height and gives you like the variety of having to mark the lifted ball and the moving ball. But that's the only thing that I wouldn't necessarily be 100% sure on.
And we were saying that Wales really had the momentum going into half-time. Is half-time, if there's been 8 minutes, is that a good thing or a bad thing sometimes whenever you feel like you have that momentum and then you have all this time where you can either deflate or maintain it?
I think, to be fair, I think it'll have pumped Wales up knowing that they did a good job in that quarter. So I think it's irrelevant for them. They'll be buzzing off it. They'll have had Nia really pumping them up in the changing room. So I mean, she's a great motivator. But yeah, we will see. There are some changes for England actually. It's interesting. Yaz has come off that wing attack position, gone to centre. And Hannah Williams, has it gone on at wing attack?
Yep, so just to confirm those changes for you, Rebecca Airy has come on at goal defence, Zara Everett has moved to wing defence, and yes, so Hannah Williams comes on at wing attack and Yasmin Parsons in centre.
And Hannah Williams came on really well yesterday as well and did a great job, so it's good that she's back on the court. I think she returned from injury earlier this year. She's the captain of their under-21 side next weekend, so it's great to see her in that position, but it doesn't surprise me that they've kept Yaz on. I mean, she's got the fitness to run out a whole tournament anyway.
just a goal there for Wales, so they bring that lead back, or cut the lead back to 7. They'll be keen to get stopping the England centre pass, but despite those changes, England still able to bring it to goal. Barry Neal's slotting another one away.
Yeah, and playing one-on-one as well, you can expose that back space that she can hold. Layla Thomas needs to now either push her out or hold her on the baseline so she doesn't have that room to play into the back space. Oh, just toes out of court. Great vision.
That's the one thing for England. If that first option isn't on, there's always a second option or a third option.
Yeah, and the defence at the back are constantly there, and generally always with some depth as well. So there's one on the line, one off the line, so they've got those options.
Barry Neal just again doing a really lovely job of dragging strong to the ball and then popping back, having created that lovely space close to the post.
Oh, well picked up, Claire Jones. Wales' box zone again at the back, working well for them there.
So England on the attack again. How different is it whenever there is those substitutions, and England do have a system of play that they're trying to work through here, but you have different styles of players coming onto the court?
I think they've obviously all been through the England pathway, or the majority of them have been through the England pathway, so they know the England style of playing. Ultimately, if your style is drilled throughout, if you're all trained in that style, then it shouldn't matter who takes to court. But obviously there are little individual differences that people do differently, which may have a small impact. Can't decide whose ball it is there. Neither of them willing to let go. And there's no width there for Wales. They were all in a straight line, which meant essentially 3 offers is just 1.
And that's that thing about timing. If all offers are made at the same time, the passer cannot see all 3 in one go.
Oh, lovely pop.
Nice front hold and a great direct line ball straight into the circle there. So England push this lead back out to 11 again.
Just a check of the centre pass. They're taking it back to the centre. Good pick up there by Chelsea Lewis. Small errors.
And another thing that the England defence are doing is as soon as Chelsea catches the ball outside the circle, they're dropping back and filling that space in the circle and then able to hunt if there is those swings around the circle edge, making it really difficult for Wales to find an open space in that attacking third.
Yeah, and that's where, you know, you've got to use your reset, go again. If you're both stuck, one of your shooters just needs to pull out. Oh, beautiful ball, well seen, Zara Everett. Noticing the defender on the front foot, send it into that back space. That was lovely.
So 5 minutes gone, scores 5-1 to England in this quarter.
Yeah, just the attacking line for Wales at the moment just isn't working very well for them. They've gone into being in a straight line, timing slightly out, and taking their eye off. If they're not giving that first ball, they're taking their eye off the front slightly too soon, sending it back on the second. Oh, beautiful
Lovely
interception by Nia Jones. Caution there against Yas Parsons. Just struggling to get it to the end a bit. You can see again, wing attack at centre, just caught in the same area, no depth really being gained. Oh, unlucky Rebecca Airy.
So well centre pass, looking to bring this back to 9. And just keep in touch with England as we go through the second half.
Well followed Georgia Rowe. She could see straight away that one was going short. A lovely hole by Berry Neal. Her angle then was beautiful. And we talk about angles a lot for shooters hold. If you've got that space at the back, you need to make sure that you've got your defender almost on your back, so to speak, so that you can run your feet to it, but they can't run their feet to it. That's better play by Wales. We had width, we had depth.
And a lovely shot to finish.
Yeah, good job, Chelsea Lewis. Oh, nice strong ball by Hannah Williams.
Good marking there. Claire Jones comes up with that interception. And it was purely just because she just tracked and tracked and tracked.
Yeah, and she did well as well to just hold on to that ball, not to give it too soon. And then a good speed of transition through. Ah, good pressure by Halima Adio at the back. And a couple of errors now creeping into England's game. Nice quick ball by Kyra Jones. And we are back to within 8. I think there's just a bit of damp on the floor. We're just waiting whilst that gets wiped up. So ebbing and flowing this quarter again. We see England started really strong and then Wales have come back.
And this is where it's putting this into practice. It's hard to train for these sort of situations, and this is where both England and Wales will be able to say, cut out the errors, and who's going to really take control of this game.
We talk about errors, and we've just had another breaking call against Wales, which means England will get the chance to put their foot down again. Nice swing of the ball. Ooh.
Nice work there.
Yeah, just patience by England there, moving it around. And you can, if you watch Hannah Williams and Yas Parsons, they're constantly looking at each other to see who's going for which ball. Shot. Oh, she can shoot from anywhere, you know, and so can Georgia Rowe, so I'm surprised that they don't put more up.
Great defensive pressure by Wales. Claire Jones closing down that space.
Oh.
By whatever means necessary. Good work, Nia Jones.
She really is. She's such a workhorse for her team. You know, she's so passionate, and she literally throw her body on the line for her team at any point in time.
And that's lovely patient play there into the circle. And a much better connection there between Chelsea Lewis and Georgia Rowe to get that puck.
I think this combination between the two of them is really starting to solidify now. And we saw that yesterday in the first half.
And Wales are now back within 6. Oh, and just an error on the centre pass.
Yeah, that's
that ball back to
that's the killer that you don't want. The thing is as well, when Wales are getting turnover from that zone, it's harder to get the turnover from a through court play because you don't have as much time to set that defensive structure up.
Yeah.
So a giveaway like that is just a killer. But then an error the other side. Great arms by Kyra Jones. Nice front pop by Lewis. And at the back, Rebecca Area and Halima Adio are really going to have to start running on that if that becomes a feature. Good time in there by England. Nice quick centre pass. Caution there given to Zara Everett, I think, for obstruction. Persistent, I'm assuming. That's twice that Kyra Jones has been pinged for attacking contact.
And it's one of those real difficult ones because you're trying to hold your space without actually pushing back so that the defence, and there's Nia Jones again.
Oh,
super tough keeping that ball in play. Was it that ballerina training that she had done when she was younger? So one of the fun facts that Nia Jones was a ballerina back in the day and using that to her advantage there.
I have seen her dance, and I must say that her dancing is quite impressive, but I didn't know it was ballerina trained. Some of you may remember her flossing at the Com Games, which got turned into a little gif, I think. Nice front pop by Georgia Rowe. Oh. Susie Drain shaking her head at that. They're going to have to control their discipline now. I think that's pinged for deliberate obstruction. I think anything deliberate on obstruction, I'm sure all you betting umpires will tell me if I'm wrong, has to be a caution in the game management.
And don't forget, you can get in touch with us using the hashtag NEOpen19 if you have any thoughts or comments on today's game.
Going to have to keep their discipline now, Wales, to make sure they stay in this game. We see a change happening. Injury to Susie Drain sees Bethan Dyke retake to the court. Not too surprised by that. I think at the front end, at the beginning of this quarter, there was a few issues, and I think it's just getting a little bit feisty now in terms of them being pinged for stuff. So sometimes it's good to just bring on some fresh legs, or it could be an injury.
And again, it forces the defence to have to do something different. They've obviously just got comfortable into how the Welsh attacking unit are moving, and again, Bethan just brings something different to that.
Absolutely, and Zara Everett was playing goal defence in the first half, so she hasn't actually matched up against Beth Dyke yet. Just no space in that circle at the moment. Chelsea Lewis doing a good job of deciding to come back out. Just set in the wrong place. And we go back to a 9-goal game with an England centre pass. Good turn, nice quick turn there by Hannah Williams to be able to see that.
And we had a bit of a lift there for Leila Thomas, but Barry Neal still able to put that shot away.
Contact there, yeah, by goal attack. It's a tricky one. The defender already had her space.
And the pressure there by Nia Jones just forcing that error in the pass. So Wales have possession. And Georgia Rowe, aware of the time on the clock, and slots that one. So with 9 goals in it, umpires just called time. There's one more centre pass, so it hasn't been taken, so England will have the centre pass going into this final quarter. And the score is 40 to England, 31 to Wales.
Don't forget to get in touch with us, hashtag NEOpen. Netball Stats in Chat has written, great finish to the second quarter by Wales. Landhoit, father of walking netball, who tweeted in yesterday, had put, do not disturb, Wales versus England.
It has been a cracking game, and in that third quarter it was 11 to England, 10 to Wales, so still extremely tight. And is it going to be coming back to that first quarter where England had such a strong...
Yeah, and you know what, for England, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because, you know, as you've said, they've been reasonably consistent. I'd say this quarter they probably won't be so pleased with. If you've 11 goals for them, it will not be, I assume, in the target of numbers that they want to score per quarter. It's usually higher than that. They'll probably be having some chats over that, why that is, and just trying to tweak it again a little bit. For Wales, again, 10 isn't massively high scoring for them, so they'll be wanting a few more, but to keep it within a 1 goal on that quarter is still reasonably good. They'll be looking to take this quarter, whether that just narrows the gap or takes them closer to the lead, who knows, but I'm sure that's what they'll be going out fighting for. It'll be disappointing for them if it does come down to the score in the first quarter, because I think, like I said at the beginning, those 7 goals were pretty much down to errors. And that's the coach killers, isn't it? That's the ones that you can't necessarily do too much about.
Yeah.
But the structure's been good, and I think we've seen the game ebb and flowed quite well during that quarter.
Do you think it did ebb and flow a wee bit more because of those turnovers? You know, like there was 21 goals scored in that quarter full stop, yet we had 30 goals scored in the previous quarter. So the ball just wasn't getting into that circle. The shooting has been fairly accurate for both teams, so it's just around getting it into that circle and servicing those shooters.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked about the different tactical changes. So we saw England have Barry Neal coming out more, and then at the end of the second quarter, obviously Wales had changed their defence to match that, and we saw, I think, that match-up nullifying the effect of the England attack there, pulling out. So that's made an impact. And also, you know, down the other end, when it becomes quite static and you have the likes of Rebecca Airy and Halima Adio in that circle, if Georgia Rowe and Chelsea Lewis get too static in there, then they can just turn the ball. But I mean, credit to them all the way through as well. Not only have we seen that, we've also seen some spectacular interceptions. We've seen people putting bodies on the line, but I'd say it's a little bit feisty, a little bit lacking in discipline now from both sides on occasions, and ultimately that doesn't help your game. It is actually a detriment. So they just need to take a breath, bring it back in, and really focus on doing the basics really well in this final quarter.
So we have some changes to the England team. We have Yaz Parsons going back to wing attack, with Audrey Barron coming back in to centre. Sarah Everett moving across to goal defence, and then from the Fadoju coming back on in wing defence. So that opening first quarter team back on the court to close out this game.
Yeah, and that doesn't surprise me. It can be a number of things, but as a coach, if they've decided that particular unit worked well, they probably want to finish strong. But the other thing is, sometimes it's a balance between getting players on court, but actually rewarding the players that come on and do a good job. And if they, and also Beth Dyke is back on as well. So Bumi and Fadeju did a great job against Beth Dyke in that first quarter. So throwing her back on to try and nullify Beth Dyke is also a really good call. And look at that, beautiful centre pass by England. Textbook.
So yeah, just to run through the Welsh team. So goalkeeper is Leila Thomas, Nia Jones goal defence, Claire Jones wing defence, centre Cara Jones, Bethan Dyke wing attack, Chelsea Lewis goal attack, and Georgia Rowe in goal shooter. Good hands there, staying off the body of Chelsea Lewis and just whipping that hand around to pull the ball away.
Nice. Good work there by Chelsea Lewis to come all the way around. At one point I thought they were both just going to dance around in the same space, but she did really well. You have to do that in that circle. You can't just dance around in a small space because the England defence arms go on forever.
And if you drive with purpose, at least it will draw one defender and it may even open up for your other attacker as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good hands over there by Claire Jones.
Good pause on the shot there to draw the jump.
And then closing down that first option off the centre pass with Bethan Dyke, just able to slip through for the next one.
It's like netball ping pong. Good angle there by Georgia Rowe, just repositioning as Halimat Adio came round.
Good pressure there by the Welsh defence. And you can get the tension in the air as it goes from 1 second to 2 seconds to the team looking for that held ball.
Barry Neal has done an outstanding job for England today.
She has had so much variety in her movement. She's been holding. Her feeds to the goal attack has been really excellent as well.
Nice circle edge ball there by Bethan Dyke, and she's so good at feeding the circle. Just that patience to wait for Chelsea Lewis to come round. It's a good start by both teams so far.
Yep, going goal for goal at the minute.
And these are the laterals that now you'd like to see the back players challenging. Oh,
good hands there by Leila Thomas.
yeah, and you're gonna. Oh no! You got to feel for them on that point, because you know they're the errors that they're getting punished for. You don't get that much ball off England, and so if you get it, you've got to use it. Good core strength by Lewis to keep that in. Oh, beautiful feed.
And that's excellent by Bethan Dyke, just changing up. So she was feeding Chelsea Lewis the last time, so the defence are aware of that, and then now she's then shaking that and popping it over to Georgia Rowe, opening up that circle.
Oh, good solid run there by Claire Jones. The Welsh bench are very pleased with that call. So just wiping the floor again. Just making sure that obviously working under this extreme pressure, they're obviously getting quite sweaty, so if the play goes down on the floor, it can make the floor wet, and we don't want any injuries, so just get that wiped up. Ball girls do an excellent job.
It's one of the things Cara Jones does so well, is that give and go, her speed after the release.
Bit lucky on that call for Wales. Both players out. Rowe won't miss from there.
And with that break, they bring the score to within 8 with a chance.
Well seen. There's obviously a lot of Welsh supporters in the crowd today, and they're getting more and more feisty. Bench calling for 3 seconds, but not given. I think a bench is 3 seconds, especially in the stress of the competition, can be a little bit quicker than a normal 3 seconds.
Well, then for the umpires, like whenever it is this kind of environment, you know, and you can hear the bench getting involved, you can hear the crowd getting involved. It's so hard for them to be able to keep calm
Yeah, great ball there by Nia Jones. That was pinpoint accuracy through to Bethan Dyke. That takes us to a 6-goal game with a Wales centre pass, and can it be done? If they keep this momentum, it'll be interesting to see how this younger squad of England players copes with that. Great exposure for them to have this Welsh comeback at this point in time, because with the noise as well as the crowd, the pressure's huge, isn't it? Great jump there by Helena Adio, just deemed a bit too close. Takes us to a 5-goal game with 9.5 minutes left to go. Whoa. I got goosebumps now.
I know, this is super exciting. The Welsh bench are off their feet.
Barry Neal just settles things down for England, and you know, that's well needed for them at this point in time.
She has been so steady throughout this game.
Good turnover there by Fumi Fudoji. And England will want to convert this one just to take the pressure off. 2-on-1 in the circle for Layla Thomas makes it tricky to defend. Contact call against Thomas. Gives Rothwell the goal. Nice pass and well seen through to Barry Neal, who will not miss. Time called. See Yaz Parsons going off and Hannah Williams coming on in that wing attack position. This is an interesting change, isn't it?
It is, and especially at this time of the game. Although England just got the last 2 centre passes that are the last 2 scores there after the momentum really building with Wales.
And with the competition that Hannah Williams has coming up, and again for that exposure, this is a great game to be finishing out as a youngster, to feel that pressure and know what it feels like. So brave coaching decision, but possibly a really good one in terms of development. Sam Bird and Emily Perry will be leading those decisions. Great hands there by Layla Thomas. You don't get much off Barry Neal, so she's done a good job. There's still quite a bit of time, but with the 7-goal gap, Wales will have to move their possessions through quickly. Unlucky Fumi Fudoji. Both players are out because that was on the great arms there by Adio Bryn as well. Ooh, just rolls in.
It's those shots right under the post, the nervous one.
Strong first drive out by Bethan Dyke. Oh.
You can see that Wales are still getting caught on that one side. Although Chelsea Lewis just overcooking that one.
And it's those ones that you remember, isn't it? But I mean, she's been so consistent in this game. It's just unfortunate. The pressure ones are always the more obvious ones. Fight by Kyra Jones to get that ball, but beautiful move by Barry Neal on the base.
And that England attacking unit have worked so well and creating space for each other for those lovely strong drives. An excellent vision there.
Yeah, and that's that drive we were talking about for England, getting depth. You know, Hannah Williams has gone so hard on that drive that she's drawn Layla Thomas off, and Barry Neal under the post. Warning given to Nia Jones there. Not sure what that was for.
It's good, quick play by Wales.
Caution given out the other side as well, and we tend to see this at the moment, don't we, towards the end of the games, because anything that's persistent is obviously more obvious towards the end of the game, and so the last quarter and it getting, you know, close and intense. Great shot there by Chelsea Lewis.
So Wales wanting that ball back quick. They're aware of the clock ticking down. Good movement there by Bethendijk.
Chelsea Lewis needs to get in there to open up the circle at least. 3 seconds. She's just played out too much at that point in time.
It frustrates players as well. Like obviously Wales have a sense of urgency right now, and they want to be able to get into a flow.
Lovely feed by Bethendijk. No clapping. But good space by Georgia Rowe as well. Good to take that nice and early. 6 goals in 4 minutes. Obstruction call there against Kyra Jones. Need some early turnovers to try and pull this back.
So the England attack just all in one line there. So
Is lovely. Nice.
well done there. Both Bethendijk and Chelsea Lewis finding that open space lovely.
And this is such an exciting finish, but I can imagine it being slightly frustrating for Julie Hornweg as well. Like, we needed this before. Nice front cut, Kyra Jones, and lovely again. Apologies, I think we just lost you there for a few seconds, but we are back. It is 51-46. Wales are on a little bit of a comeback here, but with 2 minutes left to go, stand back up, pass the ball. Well done, Georgia Rowe. I thought I talked her through that.
Yeah.
That was my coaching from her. England will just need to settle now.
So it's back to within 4.
Good patience by the players at the back. Oh! Apart from Owen, I'm not saying much else. Oh my goodness me!
Super shooting there by Chelsea Lewis. Calm and composed. They're back to within 3.
I mean, if they score this and then turn over the next one, my prediction of it not being doable is completely incorrect. This is a big shot for Chelsea Lewis. Oh, she nails it. This is a 1 turnover game.
No ballers here.
This is the turnover. England just want to take a breath. What a game for a youngster to finish out. Oh my goodness me. I would not have scripted this. They're going to have to shoot it.
And Chelsea Lewis with that responsibility. And there's another game.
She's on centre pass. This is huge right now.
How long is left on the clock?
I don't know, but they need to get that ball into the circle.
Cara Jones recognises that. Gives the ball to
Oh my
Georgia
goodness me. This is
we have a drawn game. Back to England.
This is huge. This is absolutely huge now. The Welsh bench are on their feet.
Time has been called.
The England bench are on their feet. Oh no, they've sat back down now. That is it. That is time called. 51-51.
The umpire has reset.
Time is not called. We've lied. Nobody knows what's going on.
So the far umpire is looking to reset that penalty.
Zara Everett, calm and composed. Barry Neal wants that ball.
And it is a contact on Barry Neal. And she's short.
My goodness.
And it's short. So we have a drawn game.
Oh my goodness.
51-all. So 20 goes to Wales in that last quarter. 11 to England. Oh, not what a game.
That was absolutely phenomenal. What a game. Oh man, if you have been tuning into that, you are lucky. That was great from both sides. And who would have known that there was that at the end of the game when we were 11 goal difference in third time.
Exactly, so full credit to Wales. Just clawing back, believing and creating those turnovers, super defensive pressure, and then Chelsea Lewis just stepping up, calm, composed, putting those shots away.
And you know what, full credit to that England team as well, you know, such a young side to come on and compete like that, and that blows the competition open really now.
It really does.
Because it will all come down to tomorrow's games. If Northern Ireland beat England, then, you know, it could come, then Northern Ireland might, oh, you know what, I'm going to have to go and work this out.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness me. Wow. What a game.
So you can see just how much this means to the Welsh team. What a comeback.
Absolutely fantastic.
Disappointment there for the England team as well, but again, what an experience for them.
We're just in shock, aren't we?
Oh yeah, yeah, unbelievable to watch.
Right, well, we still have another game coming up.
Yeah. So yes, Northern Ireland will be taking on the Republic of Ireland following that absolute cracker of a game at 2 o'clock. So yeah, we hope you can come back and join us for that one. So just want to say a big thank you to Nat for joining us here in the commentary box for Netball Europe, Antrim Forum, for QTV and all our volunteers over the weekend and behind the scenes that make this event happen. Thanks to all our event sponsors, and for you at home for watching and tuning in. We hope to see you over the course of the rest of the weekend for some more really exciting netball. Hello and a very warm welcome back to Antrim Forum in Northern Ireland for day 2 of the Netball Europe Open Championship event 2019. We have just watched a nail-biting game between Wales and England. Wales coming back from a 9-goal deficit to finish 51 goals apiece. Both teams had wins yesterday, England comfortably beating the Republic of Ireland 73-16 and Wales closing out Northern Ireland finishing 51-44. I'm Nolene Armstrong and I'm delighted to be joined in the commentary box again by Natalie Pepperell. Natalie, how are you after that game earlier?
Wow, what an exciting game we just had. I mean, nail-biting right to the end, and we didn't call it, did we? We thought it was all over. But that just proves what a great game netball is and all the things it can throw up.
So our attention turns to game 2 today, where the Republic of Ireland take on Northern Ireland in a few minutes. Both teams will be looking for their first win of the tournament. In our final day tomorrow, Wales take on the Republic of Ireland at 10 a.m. and Northern Ireland play England at 12 p.m, followed by the closing ceremony at 2 p.m, when we will know who our European senior champions are for 2019. Now, with the draw earlier in the game, it's blown this wide open for who's going to take this championship this year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anything can happen, and again, it could come down to goal difference, could be a huge factor, so it's all to play for now.
Excellent. So Northern Ireland, I'm sure, will have been watching that, as will the Republic of Ireland. Let's just go through the team list for both these teams. So for the Republic of Ireland, in goal shooter we have Jan Hines, goal attack Francis Duffy, wing attack Ciara Murphy, centre Niamh Reynolds, wing defence Holly Jenkinson, goal defence Genevieve Slater and goalkeeper Katie Knox. For Northern Ireland, they will start with goal shooter Lisa Bowman, goal attack Shauna Craig, wing attack Lisa McCaffrey, centre Caroline O'Hanlon, wing defence Niamh Cooper, goal defence Fee Toner and goalkeeper Michelle McGee. What do you think we can expect from this match-up there today, Natalie?
I mean, after not being able to call the fact that there was a turnaround in the last game, I would imagine on paper it should be a Northern Ireland win. I mean, Northern Ireland ranked 9th, the Republic of Ireland ranked 25th, so that's what should happen. And it is really nice actually to see Lisa Bowman starting this game, because I thought yesterday she came on really well and made a really big impact. Michelle Drain, an interesting one, missed him from the starting lineup, but when the goal difference is all to play for, when they've got the England game tomorrow, and now having seen that draw for Wales versus England, that could be a really important game for them. So it could be that she's resting, but then I'm sure Lisa McCaffrey is more than capable of taking on that wing attack position as well.
Yeah, it's great to see Lisa McCaffrey back. She has been out with injury and then rehabbing, so another really dynamic wing attack. It has been all about the wing attacks over this tournament. We've been chatting about Yas Parsons, we've been chatting about Beth and Dyke and what they bring, and that Lisa McCaffrey is another one who has a really sharp drive, sharp change of direction. Yeah,
and for the Republic of Ireland, Jan Hines starting again at goal shoot, which I wasn't sure whether they'd have called the Jan Hines to start or whether Mel George would have started, because again Mel George came on really well. That combination with her and Anne-Marie Jenkinson yesterday was nice, but you know, Jan Hines is a very clever player, a very experienced player, and her and Francis Duffy equally worked well, so they could be looking at solidifying that. The interesting one for me is seeing Holly Jenkinson move out to wing defence. We know she's a goal defence, wing defence, but she's been playing very much without, when Genevieve Slater wasn't in the squad, as a goal defence. So she's now moving up, allowing Genevieve Slater to run out a goal defence. And we obviously had Jen in comms yesterday, and she was saying, you know, coming back from having a baby, goalkeeper is a bit of an easier position for her to play, because she can sit back a bit and watch and then go on the flies. Whereas goal defence, her work rate is going to be high, and having time out of the game to come back, fitness may be an issue, but you know, she's such a good player. It'll be good to see her back out in that goal defence position.
Yeah, absolutely, and Genevieve will be matching up against Shauna Craig, who came on in goal attack yesterday, starting again in goal attack today, and Shauna linked really well with Lisa Bowman in that circle, creating space just by hanging outside the circle and then coming in where the space was.
Yeah, absolutely. Shauna Craig, another experienced player, you know, used to be at Bath Super League, headed over to New Zealand for a bit and has come back, and is obviously now playing for Northern Ireland, so she has a wealth of experience under her belt and is clever as well, so it'd be a good match-up between those two, I think.
Parkland, and so Northern Ireland have the first centre pass. Our umpires for today are Rachel Radford, Beeling Yu, and the reserve umpire is Ian Fuller.
Oh, nice vision really early on from Lisa McCaffrey. Ball straight into Lisa Bowman. So a fantastic start for Northern Ireland. Opting to go back for the Republic of Ireland. Good use of the ball there by Niamh Reynolds, just to move it around, draw the obstruction. Well read there at the back. And we talked about this yesterday as well in terms of Republic of Ireland. They have to move onto the ball. They can't stand and wait for it to arrive with them. They did that a lot at the start of the first game against England in the first quarter. And Republic of Ireland, again, will punish them if they're stood still. They're going to have to move onto it.
So lots of pressure on the Republic of Ireland just at the minute, but still possession with them. And you can see Michelle McGee just trying to confuse that space.
I think this might be another coach killer, incorrect throw in, and they're the errors again that we've got to make sure that the squads do kind of cut out of their game a little bit. Lovely Caroline O'Hanlon. Such a lovely player to watch.
Nice patience there by Northern Ireland, just waiting for the right option to open up.
Republic of Ireland seem to be trying to keep them off the circle edge at the minute. It's a difficult position to be in as a defender, 2-on-1. Great shot there by Lisa Bowman. Breaking call there, another coach killer. Dan Ryan won't be happy with that one. They're the errors again. We've just got to cut those errors out. I say we, obviously the players.
Toner just getting a wee hand on that one. So backline ball for Ireland.
Republic of Ireland opt in on both their backlines so far to trying to keep the ball the side that it is, whereas they've actually got space the other side to open it up a bit.
It's a nice pop in there by Frances Duffy, and Jan Hines puts it away. Oh, great hands by Fionnuala Toner, chases it down.
She's starting where she finished off yesterday. Lots of turnovers. Oh, just going offside there. Gives Northern Ireland the ball back. Well read at the back from Katie Knox. Just need to calm down a little bit, don't we, to start off with?
Yeah.
Both teams a little bit flustered at the minute. Probably just the pressure. Both of them obviously coming off a loss yesterday. Both want to make a mark early on in this game. We've seen so far in this competition that the first quarter has been important. Lovely through-court transition and really nice play by Lisa Bowman to use the swing there to open up Shauna Craig. Both shooters found in the same spot, but they play out of it well.
And you can see Knox is just drifting off, but lovely quick hands there, finding Lisa Bowman under the post.
Yeah, they're moving the ball around a lot at the moment down there, and you know, at the moment it seems like forced moving the ball because they don't have options to pass it in, as opposed to actually making the ball do the work. So ideally they'd set up something and then be able to just move the ball to make that open, rather than at the moment they're swinging it and then playing everybody on ball side. So just need to be a little bit more clever on the use of the ball. But that comes from, again, just settling a little bit, I think, rather than that frantic movement. Good strong offer, link through court by McCaffrey.
Kieran Murphy has just gone down. I think she's just rolled her ankle there.
And that'll be an early blow for the Republic of Ireland. We saw yesterday Erin Peters go down with her ankle, and I can't see her on the bench. No, she's not in kit today. She's sat further back. The last thing they need is more injuries, especially for players that play in the same position.
Trish Fanning has just come on there for Kieran Murphy. Lovely movement there by Shauna Craig, really committing Genevieve Slater one way and popping up to the top of the circle.
There's a nice lead early on for Northern Ireland now. Nice depth on first phase by the wing defence. Miscommunication there between Craig and Bowman. It's just a force ball.
Tussle.
Yeah, force ball into Jan Hayes. She didn't need to send that ball. If you've got the ball as a goal attack and the goal shooter is doubled, then play yourself a bit closer to the post. Good arms on the through court there by Frances Duffy. Just out of court. Shauna Craig just couldn't keep that one in. Lots of change of possession early on here.
Niamh Cooper sends that ball into the umpire's bench.
She tracks really well, Niamh Cooper. She's got a good closing speed as well on those interceptions. So Trish Fanning's going to have to do a lot of work to lose her before going for the ball. She won't get away with one straight run. Lovely feed over to Frances Duffy. Oh, who just can't quite balance and send that ball over the top. Good space by Tona, sees Craig. But too well read. Sorry, rubbish English there by Holly Jenkinson.
Don't forget, if you are watching the game at home, you can get in touch with us using the hashtag NEUrope19. We would love to hear your comments and thoughts on this game as it unfolds today.
Oh, lovely drive. That timing was lovely there by Shauna Craig, and great vision by Caroline O'Hanlon to just play that on the run.
Just to confirm that hashtag for you, getting in touch with us is hashtag NEOpen.
Footwork call means the Republic of Ireland will get another chance to take this through. Katie Knox backing up play beautifully. Oh, the Tona.
Doing what she does best. And again, it's that pressure out in front. It's Niamh Cooper, it's Caroline O'Hanlon, it's the whole team committing to that defence, creating that high ball pass that Fee is then able to get on the end of.
Good fake there by Craig to open up Bowman, and then popped it over the top. And again, Niamh Cooper running on that interception. Time being held just while we find the ball. Oh, unlucky. Reynolds couldn't quite get her hands to that one.
Lovely ball there by Michelle McGee to find Shauna Craig.
And what's really nice is that Shauna Craig and Lisa McCaffrey are working with each other, so when one links, the other one stays in the goal third. And that's really important because otherwise you end up with all your players behind the ball, so that's really clever play and working together. And like here, Shauna Craig on first phase, which means Lisa McCaffrey has gone hard on second phase to get depth. Nice quick hand so far. Nice switch there between Genevieve and Katie.
And well held, Lisa Bowman pulling that in.
Just no options on second phase at the moment. And again, nearly another beautiful setup for Fitona, and that's what you were talking about, that pressure outside, forcing the vision on the long ball. But sometimes if a player is free in the pocket on their own, there's a reason. And again, Fitona scoops the ball in.
And the thing about it is the Northern Ireland other players are aware of that there whenever Feet does keep that ball in and then they're attacking onto it.
Oh, good pressure there by Katie Knox at the back. And a good connection between Craig and Bowman. There's a couple of shooter balls and they work really nicely, don't they? Beautiful circle play. If you're a shooter, just track Lisa Bowman and Shauna Craig in that circle. They're creating so much space. When one goes on the base, one goes to the top. Just not falling in the way of Republic of Ireland at the minute. Oh, great defence, Katie Knox. Comes off Lisa Bowman's fingers, means they'll get another chance to bring this ball through. Yeah, well done, Frances Duffy. She could have got drawn to that pass, but players were covering it. See what they can do with a 2-on-1 in the circle.
Nice option. Brings the score to 11-3, 2.5 minutes to go.
It's good centre pass defence, but this is where Northern Ireland have exposed that 3-over. If you have a 3-over and all the defence jump, it does create a lot of backspace if you can send it to your defenders coming up. And both Niamh Cooper and Fitona get a lot of depth on that, so they can then just send the ball to a free player down the back. I'd like to see Katie Knox at the back looking for that and going on that fly. Just need to create some width. Republic of Ireland at the moment, they're playing, that's better. Nice vision, Genevieve Slater. Good front cut by Niamh Cooper. Holly Jenkinson, however, scoops that up at the back. Over a third chord, so in netball you can't pass the ball from 1/3 and miss out a third. Nice quick hands.
Good sharp drives there, Lisa McCaffrey finding that circle edge. Katie Knox, you can see that she knows where that ball's going, just not able to get there in time.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether Lisa Bowman can adapt to her defending as well, because sometimes her angles at the moment aren't as good as they could be. And as soon as Katie Knox starts to really get her hands to that, she's going to have to correct those angles. But I'm sure the bench will talk to her about that at quarter time. Nice confident shot there from Jan Hines, which is what Republic of Ireland need at the minute.
Yes, Shauna Craig, lovely drive, opening Lisa Bowman under the circle there, and lovely feed through by Lisa McCaffrey.
Yeah, just dragged her back foot on that landing.
Quick transition here for Northern Ireland.
Oh, cheeky. Oh, no goal. Time has run out, so that one didn't count.
So at the end of the first quarter, we have 4 for the Republic of Ireland, 13 for Northern Ireland. So Natalie, first quarter, was it as you expected?
I did expect Northern Ireland to take the lead. I'm not sure I expected it to be quite so significant. But to be honest with you, I think, it's an early knock as well for Republic of Ireland losing the initial wing attack. And my concern for them is, as they said, they've lost Erin Peters. That's 2 of them mid-court that they've now lost to injury. Hopefully she's okay and she'll come back on, but we will wait and see. I think their shooting circle for the moment for me isn't working. I was interested by the start. I think if it was me, I'd potentially look at, like I say, bringing Anne-Marie on, who I thought did a really good job yesterday. Whether I'd change her for Jan Hines or Frances Duffy, I'm not too sure, but the accuracy isn't there yet either. It's not, when they are getting the opportunities, it's not always being, going through the net. For Northern Ireland, I think it's a strong start, but there's still a lot of errors in their game that they need to cut out. If they cut those errors out, then actually they would be more ahead. It's nice circle play at the moment between Bowman and Craig. I think that's working beautifully. Just need to tweak sometimes their court on one side sometimes in the attacking end. But I love their through court as well. Neve Cooper and Fee Toner on their through court is just really strong on their drives.
And doing a good job of getting ball side as well, so it is a straight line ball rather than looking for that overhead riskier pass.
Yeah, absolutely. And Republic of Ireland, we said before, their centre pass defence, their 3 over is actually a really strong 3 over. But now to expose that, because Northern Ireland are clever, they're just then playing their attacking players just into the backspace where there's locks, because you've committed all your defensive players over the line. Well, that's fine, send them there, but then you need to get your goalkeeper to fly on it. And there's been a couple of occasions, so Knox needs to go out, a couple of occasions where they've really stuck a wing attack in the pocket. They've got Lisa McCaffrey down here in this pocket, but they've then not got the goalkeeper or the goal defence going on that fly. So yeah, absolutely isolate them in the pocket, make it look open, but then make sure your goalkeeper or your goal defence runs on that rather than just getting drawn in. And in fairness, that's credit to Craig and Bowman, because they are keeping them busy. It's the same as we said in the last game. If your defence are really focused on your shooter and your goal attack because they're doing such a good job, it's hard then to see that vision to go out and hunt ball.
Yeah. So what would you be saying, what would Joan Young be saying to the Republic of Ireland bench right now?
Yeah, I think she'll just be saying, look, they've got the structure, they've got some really good stuff going on, but just take a breath, because again, at the back, we can turn more ball, we can hunt. That's what this team do really well. And in attack, I think she'll just be encouraging them to create a bit more space. So just be aware of where your other players are. Funnily enough, we've said about potentially there being a change. And I think from what we can see, that Anne-Marie Jenkinson is coming on at goal attack. And like I say, yesterday, I was so impressed by her entry to the game, because she's a games player. And, games players see the space, they create space, and she does that really well. So I think that's a clever change.
And we have a change for the Northern Ireland lineup as well, with Shauna Craig actually going to the bench now and Emma McGee coming on in goal attack.
I think Shauna Craig was doing a lot of work in that attack, a lot of work outside of the circle. So maybe that's why. To be honest, we don't have the shooting stats either. Maybe she's not putting up any shots, and maybe that's what Dan Ryan wants, is for the goal attack to put some more shots. Not 100% sure. But, we've seen Michelle McGee play. She's outstanding, right? So
absolutely, yeah. And then we're just delighted that Ciara Murphy is coming back on at wing attack, and also Anne-Marie Jenkinson coming on at goal attack for Republic.
That is good news for them that Ciara Murphy is fit, because losing 2 players with still a game to go, and both of them being in the same area of the court would be tough.
Yeah, super strong drive there by Lisa McCaffrey, catching that ball full extension, finding Emma McGee.
Good rebound there by Lisa Bowman. She's really strong under the post. Oh, well read, feet owner, unlucky there. Sorry, correction, McGee, it wasn't feet owner at all. Good screen there by Jan Hines. Jumps around the top but drops in.
Yep.
There's that strong 3 over. And the difference there was their defence coming through didn't get as much depth on that first phase, and so therefore it set that defence up nicely in that zone.
Another pick up there by Michelle McGee, and a fast transition through the court again.
Nice ball, lovely weight on that ball to pop it over. Just no forward option.
You can see Niamh Cooper is doing such a good job of just wearing the player down, not giving them that option to get out.
Yeah, she's relentless in her defence. Nice shot down. But better, so, you know, better start here from Republic of Ireland. Already scored 2 goals, and that's half of what they, you know, in 2.5 minutes, and that's half of what they scored in the whole of the last quarter. So
nice hold from Lisa Bowman up the top of the circle. Emma McGee just being able to place that ball towards the post.
Got a zone defence here from Northern Ireland. Not sure if that was an obstruction or a contact call, but Jan Hines struggling to get the ball to drop. Nice strong drive. It's so nice when you've got defenders that are strong on bringing the ball through, because it means that your attackers can sit back and look at where to move into the space. She got that just in time before she hit the floor. Time held just while the ball rolls off. Umpires making sure we play all 60 minutes, which is fabulous because we don't want to miss anything. Lovely play. Good defence there by the Republic of Ireland, just moving on and off. Oh, Caroline O'Hanlon nearly got hands to that, didn't she? Timing slightly off at the moment for Trish Fanning, which means she's there slightly too early, which is why she's not getting the ball. She just needs to hold back a little bit or do a bit more prelim work. Just slightly misjudged time, but to be fair, Caroline O'Hanlon generally gets straight back up again. She's one tough cookie, isn't she?
Yes.
Oh,
Katie Knox times that perfectly.
they make it look so easy, defenders, when they do that, but it's actually a really hard skill.
Both Northern Ireland defenders read that one perfectly.
Yeah, and it's sending that 2-on-1 is not. I think sometimes as well you've got to remember that as well as sending it under all that pressure, you're then asking your goal shooters to shoot after they've got the ball under all that pressure. Nice and calm and collected down the other end by Lisa Bowman. Nice depth again. Lovely run of the front by McGee, but great defence, just stay in ball side. Good link there, much better timing by Trish Fanning.
Sorry, that's Kira Murphy back on in wing attack there.
Sorry.
And good full court pressure there by Ireland, just slowing that transition down.
Lovely shot. So it's been a while now since we've had a goal by the Republic of Ireland, so good decision to come off at that point, but that's the pressure, isn't it? And the forced ball again. They don't need to force those because they've got two quality players out front that can keep it moving.
Good option there, Lisa McCaffrey. Nice drive, Emma McGee.
And I think Dan Ryan, the coach of Northern Ireland, will be wanting Northern Ireland now to put their foot down. Oh yes, Katie Knox, well read.
Emma McGee just not able to pull that one in. And another chance for Ireland here.
Lovely, nice middle there. Kira Murphy's timing is much better on her three-court now. She's driving straight at the ball, which makes it really hard for Niamh Cooper to intercept them. Just need to work on this final ball in now.
Anne-Marie Jenkins just finding the space there, forcing Northern Ireland defence to make it, to really commit to one or the other. And Ireland just forcing that ball in on that 2-on-1 situation. It makes it really difficult for Jan Hines to be able to get on the end of it.
I know, it's frustrating as an observer. You kind of want Jan to pull away from the post. The thing is, she's underneath the post where you want the ball, right? If she's constantly being doubled 2-on-1, ideally she'll pull slightly away from the post, pull those defenders with her, which will then allow Anne-Marie to send it to a player on the edge and then run herself into post. But it's just that recognition on court. I do wonder whether we'll see the introduction of Mel George.
Yeah, she came on and was very effective yesterday against England. It took them a while to adjust to that different style of movement.
Great defence in the circle there by Genevieve Slater and Katie Knox, working really hard. And they come out with that call. Just need to get a bit of depth, yeah.
Those 1-2 balls, at times, you know, somebody like Caroline O'Hanlon is going to read that where that next ball's going.
Yeah, there was only two of them working for the ball there, and everyone else was sat back, which was quite nice for Caroline to sit and watch, and then just go and pick it off. Just need some space between Kira Murphy and Niamh Reynolds. So they're both playing really close together there. Even if they don't become an option because they pull out into more space, then it just allows that reset, and then the other player can clear and one can come through. Just need to, again, let the ball do the work and use the whole of the court. One of your principles of attack is creating space. Principle of defence is closing down space. So if you're attacking and you don't have any space, you're not in a good position. Great defence,
Knox.
Katie. And everybody watch that ball, apart from Niamh Reynolds. And again, look how close they are. Contact called against Anne-Marie Jenkinson there. And that's the difference. Look at the width that Caroline O'Hanlon then had for Northern Ireland.
And again, it's forcing the defenders to cover more ground, and over time that's going to tire them out as well.
So a really good way of thinking about it is having like a line down the middle of the court, and whoever you're kind of working with, if one of you goes into one side, the other one has to go to the other side to keep balance.
Good hands for Nuala Toner, and just unlucky not to keep that in.
Yeah, good pop out there by Jan, but well read by Niamh Cooper. See, we had Niamh Reynolds on the other side of the circle, then they could have swung that to open up the circle, and then that ball could have gone flat into Jan Hines rather than trying to force it over defenders. Oh, beautiful shot. Look at the height on that shot.
Emma McGee off the back of the experience of the World Cup as well, and
I think she was one of the highest goal scorers in the Northern Ireland team, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was.
Nice repositioning there. Nice middle by Anne-Marie. Oh, well held.
Good closing down there.
That's unfortunate. The space was there. It was just a little bit too far ahead. But better structure on seeing that space. Nice width. Oh, lovely ball. Oh, and the layup. I'm a fan of the layup.
Yeah, nice one, Lisa B. Northern Ireland resetting the ball back to the line if they're not happy with that option into the circle.
Well, that's really important, and they use it with effect as well, so when they reset, whoever's generally sent the ball to the reset clears out and the other attacker comes through. So it's not a case of them sending it, getting it back and being in exactly the same position. They're just shifting so that the defence have to move. It's changing up what's in front of them. Really clever play. Oh, good defence there though by Republic of Ireland. Fantastic, making sure all their players were ball side, giving them no options, forcing a held. Let's see if they can take this through before the half time.
Good cover by Michelle McGee. She recognised that the ball was going to have to go out.
I'd like to see them shoot from there. I mean, mid-range of the circle. I think when you're struggling to get it into the circle, you're probably going to have to take some of those shots.
So we're into the final minutes of this first half. Northern Ireland pulling ahead 26-6.
Ten seconds left. Oh, ball. And
that concludes the first half of this game with the Republic of Ireland on 6, Northern Ireland on 26. So Northern Ireland pretty consistent, 13 goals in that quarter as well, 2 to Ireland. And it's just those errors that Ireland just keep making. They're just struggling to get that ball into the circle.
Yeah, and those 2 goals as well were scored in the first 2.5 minutes of the quarter. So they'll be really disappointed with that. They've gone around about 12.5 minutes without scoring a goal, which in fairness isn't good enough, especially, they're quality players, they're a quality side, and I would have expected them in those 12.5 minutes, as harsh as it sounds, to do better than that. Yeah. They're going to have a really serious chat now at half-time to rectify that, because they can do better. They've got the capacity to do better.
And on the other end of the court, you have Katie Knox, who is turning over some ball as well. And, defensively, they are doing a good job on that centre pass at times, but they're just not able to convert those turnovers.
Yeah, absolutely. They have had the possession. You're 100% right. They just haven't managed to take it through. And it comes down to the last ball going in, creating space in that circle and down in that end. And these are things that they can solve now, they can tweak now, because it's not their technical skills, their basic technical skills. It's like tactical and just being aware of each other. And it could just be, they've come off a hard game yesterday, maybe a little bit of nerves coming into this game, because it's, one that they would probably think on paper they should contest more than the England game. But I have no doubts that they will improve and they will get that input now and that they will come back. I'll be interested to see what they do in their shooting end, because for me that shooting lineup isn't working, and I think that's what needs to change.
And then from the other end, for Northern Ireland's perspective, some of it has been beautiful play, lovely transition and sharp, swift transition through the court, but still a few errors, just with some final connection.
Yeah, absolutely, and Dan Ryan will want more. They're not going to sit back and go, okay, that's fine, we scored 13, we're up, this is great. They're going to want to push, because let's remember, like tomorrow, they are taking on England. And considering they'll have watched the game today, they'll have watched Wales versus England, they'll have seen that came out of a draw, and Northern Ireland will fancy themselves in that match tomorrow against England. But what they're going to have to make sure that they do now is that they absolutely nail out any errors that they are producing on court, so that they can really go into that game finishing off with an absolute superb performance. I mean, like you say, there is some really good stuff. There's still a bit of things that are occasionally a bit icky. That's my technical term. But they'll get that input now. I think their shooting circle, McGee has made an excellent entry. I don't think it's a massive difference between her and Shauna Craig. I don't think it's changed it up too much, but she still hasn't been detrimental coming on. She's done an equally good job. It'd be interesting to see whether they keep that or whether they also play out, because you then come on to your what ifs, don't you? If you're in a game where you're winning with a reasonable amount, do you then start to push for goal difference, or do you then start to work out what ifs? What if this happens on court? What if this happens on court? What if they come against someone and Lisa Bowman, her style isn't as effective? Do they then play someone in now to try that out? I don't know, we'll see.
So 8 minutes at quarter time for the teams just to regroup, a bit more time for Dan Ryan and Joan Young to make those sort of changes, or really impress on their teams what exactly it is they want to see in this second half.
Yeah, and 8 minutes sounds like a long time, but actually it's not that long.
So we are delighted now to be joined in the commentary box by my boss, Karen Rollo, who is just going to come and sit beside us. So we will just give Karen a wee second. And Karen, so this sort of event just doesn't happen overnight. What sort of work goes into running an event like this here?
Well, apart from our staff resources, we have a great bunch of volunteers who are able to come and help us, I suppose, get everything going. All our bench officials are volunteers, our ticket desk are volunteers. This event has been being planned now probably for the last 6 months. So with our supporters with Antrim Union and Aberbury Council, we've been able to put a funding application into them to get them to give us some support with the costs. Obviously booking a venue like this for 4 days, and we start off set up really on the Wednesday evening. to kick off on the Friday. So the staff here are fabulous, putting the floor down for us and getting the seating out, and also even just the cafe staff as well, keeping us well fed while we're doing all the running around. So yeah, definitely from a full staff team. Support of Netball Europe obviously as well. Our competition manager, Maggie Jackson, is such a wealth of information. Every question we ask, she answers, which is great. And Megan's here as well for the first time, so it's lovely to meet her too.
Excellent, and we can see that there is a wide range of supporters here. We've had a lot of noise in that earlier game from both the England fans who travelled and the Welsh supporters, but there's also a lot of Northern Ireland supporters here today as well, which is fantastic.
It's absolutely amazing, and I think the travelling supporters from England and Wales have bought their weekend passes, and they were so loud earlier. It was brilliant, so much passion and so much knowledge in the stands as well. You know, they know exactly what the umpires are blowing the whistle for, and I think today, you know, our match now, this venue's nearly full, looking around, and a real range of school children right through to adults as well, so it's lovely. Our Northern Ireland clubs do get out to support our Warriors once we're on court.
And we saw Gary Burgess on court earlier on. What has he been doing while he's here?
So Gary has been great. So between Gary Burgess and Cheryl Danson, we've been running some umpire CBD workshops. So Gary has been working with umpires from C right through to A level around visioning and positioning and where they should be on the court at what time. There's obviously a lot of talk in netball around contact and contest, so we've been doing some work around that. And himself and Cheryl are also working on our A award umpires. We've 4 A award umpires who we'd like to progress to become ITID umpires within the international pathway. So they've been doing some behind the scenes work with those umpires now who are actually analysing these games at the minute. You'll probably see them courtside as well, so it's really good work. We're definitely trying to push forward with our umpires.
Excellent. Well, here, Karen, you are a woman wearing many hats this weekend, so we'll let you get back to what exactly is it that you're doing right now?
I'm the one doing all the announcing. So apologies for the squeaky voice all the time.
We will let you get back over to call the players back on court for the start of the second half. See you later. So lovely to hear from Karen Rollo, the executive from Northern Ireland, Netball Northern Ireland, and both teams just warming up again to come back on court for the second half. We can see that there are a few changes on both teams, and we'll bring them to you as soon as we have confirmation of them.
Just some interesting information. Just been talking to a few people, and the statistics for Northern Ireland do say exactly as we've been saying, you know, that they're getting the ball to goal, they're scoring the goals, but actually they've turned over a lot more than they converted. So there are a lot of errors happening down towards their attacking end. So I'm sure they will be focused on cutting this out. And interestingly, we see Michelle Drain coming on at wing attack, which doesn't surprise me. She's a fantastic player, well-experienced player, and maybe just to add a little bit of oomph into that attacking side. And the changes again for Lisa Bowman going off, Shauna Craig coming on.
Yeah, so Shauna Craig coming into goal shoot with Emma McGee. Michelle Drain coming on at wing attack. Fee Toner moves across to wing defence with Michelle McGee moving out to goal defence, and we see the introduction of Rebecca McCulloch as goalkeeper for her first senior international cap for Northern Ireland.
That's absolutely fantastic. When we saw her coming on, she's played at junior level, Rebecca McCulloch, and she was fantastic there, so exciting to see her play now.
And Rebecca McCulloch and Michelle McGee, that defensive pairing in the circle there, will be featuring next weekend at the under-21 Europeans as well.
That's certainly exciting for Northern Ireland to have those two, and to get them on court now is fantastic for that competition for them as well. Oh, beautiful defence. Seeing the introduction as well of Mel George, on at goal shooter for the Republic of Ireland, which is something we discussed before, and Frances Duffy coming back on at goal attack. Not unsurprising to see that change. Holly Jenkinson having gone back to goal defence as well. Genevieve Slater has come off.
So Northern Ireland just putting pressure on there and forcing that turnover. Shauna Craig, a more moving shooter, not afraid to come out of the circle.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's created a whole new dynamic, hasn't it, with a moving shooter, and it's fantastic to have those two options, because again, for the defence, it's going to take them a while to get their heads around that change. Yeah, good defence there by Northern Ireland. Again, all sat ball side. Republic of Ireland just needs... Oh, Caroline O'Hanlon. How did she get that high up in the air? Someone check her shoes for Springs. Yeah, great defence there by the Republic of Ireland wing defence. Amelia Cox there at wing defence for the Republic of Ireland. Oh, great defence there. There's just nowhere for them to go at the moment. They just need to make sure Republic of Ireland open up that space. Again, all sitting the same side of the court. Unlucky by Shauna Craig, can't quite it in. Her and Holly Jenkinson managed to hold each other in the court. Good pressure by McGee. Just too strong by Northern Ireland on defence on that through court at the minute. Beautiful shot. Good tracking there by Amelia Cox on Michelle Drain. Yeah, good pressure. Even from the back line there, both Amelia Cox and Holly Jenkinson are on the same side of the court, both driving to the left-hand side of the court, obviously depending on where you're looking at, but on the TV screen moving to the left, and that just keeps, the defence can just stay in that front position. Just need, that's better width. Good job.
And the problem is if there's only the one offer on the ball, Northern Ireland are filling that middle space, so it's really difficult then to see an option to give off.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what, it's basics on structure, but this competition is great for the Republic of Ireland because it exposes that. Oh, well kept in, Vitona. Hook it in, stone side, good job. Nice hold there by Shauna Craig, but great challenge by Katie Knox. Republic of Ireland yet to score. Good drive by Frances Duffy though.
Committing two defenders, which then opened it out for Fanning.
Lovely. Oh,
Duffy just needing to lift that over. Mel George does the honours.
Such a strong drive by Michelle Drain. Oh, and lovely timing on that drive to post by Shauna Craig, and McGee pulling out to create that space as well. And again, look at that, all of the Northern Ireland defence. Nice. Oh, unlucky. Good shot there by Mel George.
Oh, unlucky. Great quick hands there, Shauna Craig.
Yeah, just Casey Knox read that, didn't she? She's just not quite on the right line to intercept the pass. Oh, good hands, Frances Duffy. She just needs to drive in now, holding out too long. Drive in, draw the players off Mel George, and then or become free yourself. Yeah, good defence.
Yep.
That's better separation between wing defence, goal defence. Yeah, good job, Kira Murphy. Nice quick feed in. She's got to make these ones count. Good job. Ooh. It's just occasionally in that circle they get on top of each other, isn't there? It's just not quite a completely natural movement yet. And we generally say, don't we, that the player behind the player is the one that has to read off the player in front. So when they're getting stuck, it's either because there's a miscommunication on understanding where the front player is going or just not looking. Look at the difference in space when the Northern Ireland bring the ball through in that centre third. They're really allowing their defence to bring it through.
Just not able to convert that one, and yeah, it feels just so much more congested coming the other way through the court. And Rebecca McCulloch gets a tip on that. Frances Duffy, we just need her to settle and take those shots. She's probably in a better shooting place than she thinks she is.
Yeah.
But good patience there by Ireland, and rewarded with another score. Brings them to 10. 34 for Northern Ireland.
Yeah, good patience. And it was good of Shauna Craig not to move off that then, because she kept those two defenders. Good wall defence there by Northern Ireland. Oh, well held. That's much better. That was such a nice triangle. Good vision, Frances Duffy, to send it to the side that Mel George was open on. And looking forward from Michelle Drain there, that was really her only option. The Republic of Ireland had done a good job on running their players on the inside.
Amelia Cox unlucky.
Lovely shot. Good strength there by Frances Duffy.
You can see both Fionnuala Toner and Caroline O'Hanlon knowing that that ball was coming, that straight line ball, and both smothering it.
And that's the difference when we said again about that reset, and whoever sent the reset then clearing out. It doesn't have to happen all the time, but if it's always the same person going back for it, it's easy to read.
Nice pass and drive. And good solid shooting by Emma McGee.
Look at that wall at the front.
The two Ireland attackers are starting out quite close to each other, and again, we've talked about this throughout this game, they're not just seeing that width and the need to stretch that Northern Ireland defence to be able to see the space.
Oh, lovely circle entry. Yeah, 100%. And that's where Michelle Drain then was behind Caroline O'Hanlon, so instead of going to the same place she went, she cut back front. It's beautiful, clever play.
Nice pass to Shauna Craig's free side there.
Have an injury here to Caroline O'Hanlon. So she will be coming off the court.
Lisa McCaffrey comes back on in the wing attack with Michelle Drain moving into centre.
Caroline O'Hanlon looks as though she's going to be getting a bit of input by the physio, so hopefully bit of confusion over to whether the time is it full time? Are we still going? I think the umpires have buzzers on their wrist, so sometimes if that goes wrong, an umpire can think it's time when it's not. But that's okay, we're professional, we have a bench and we'll play on. Oh, lovely ball. Really good backspace there by Mel George, and lovely weighted ball by Frances Duffy. Oh, and great hands as well by Niamh Reynolds. Again, all on the same side. We're just struggling to get this ball through because everybody is together. And it was better through court in the first bit because they moved it quickly. But still, Kira Murphy wants to come and play in the middle third as well.
And we'll also see Michelle Drain was playing in wing attack there, whereas now whenever she's playing that centre role, you know, she's been playing wing defence a lot in the previous Super League season with Mavericks. So she has a very strong wing defence too. And she'll just create that extra bit of pressure.
Ideally, you just don't have to play against her.
Yeah.
Oh, well picked up Frances Duffy. McCulloch unlucky there. Lovely shot. And this is better, isn't it, from Republic of Ireland now? Good defence. Look at that. All in a box. Forcing that pressure. Oh, just unlucky there.
Great draw there by Emma McGee, forcing Knox to have to commit to that, leaving Shauna Craig wide open under the post.
Ideally in that situation, the back defender would come off and stop that front cut. Otherwise, it just leaves one player open. Clever feed there by Reynolds. A nice swing by Duffy. That was beautiful space and great positioning by Kira Murphy to open that up. Lovely. And that is time.
That closes out the third quarter. So it is 15 to the Republic of Ireland, 41 to Northern Ireland.
Much, much better quarter for the Republic of Ireland there in terms of the number of goals scored. And I think that's the introduction of Mel George in that holding position, but also they're starting to create space. There's still loads of work that they need to do around that, but I think they'll be a lot more pleased to get those goals on the board. And defensively, I think their structure is looking really sharp now. They are in a beautiful position a lot of times in putting them, all of them ball side, which is forcing Northern Ireland to be non-ball side, and they've turned over quite a lot of ball from that, so yeah. That's lovely.
So yeah, 15 goals to Northern Ireland in that quarter, 9 to the Republic of Ireland. Yeah, just they'll be wanting to keep that scoreline ticking over.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I think also in the back of their minds, considering they've got England tomorrow, or maybe it's just in the back of my mind as a spectator, England put 73
Yeah.
on the Republic of Ireland. Now, Republic of Ireland are playing better. They've improved every game, but also, you know, Northern Ireland are going to want to really push on now to make a dent in that, so that they can sort of go into the next game going, okay, so they have improved, but still that this is a really good scoreline that we put on them as well. I still think that Northern Ireland can play better than they are playing at the moment. I think there's a couple of errors creeping in, and just on vision a lot of the time, and vision of where each other are. Sometimes they're on top of each other in the attack. I think they just need to tweak that a little bit. And sometimes it's really hard, isn't it? Because you get drawn into that sort of tunnel vision because you're under pressure. But it's interesting to see two shooters now warming up, and I'm assuming two younger shooters.
This is Ciara Crosby coming on in goal shooter. Ciara was away at the Netball World Cup. And Frances Keenan coming on as goal attack. So Frances will also be featuring next weekend at the Under-21 Europeans. So again, another chance to get that exposure, and it'll be Frances' first cap at senior level as well.
Well, that's wonderful. And it's good to see coaches as well exposing young players and not necessarily pushing out stuff just to run it out to the end of the game, because ultimately this is where they get their exposure. So it's great to see that these young players will be coming onto the court, and also considering they're going to have to target tomorrow's game, because tomorrow is a big game for Northern Ireland. Also possibly a clever decision to rest some of the players, because if Northern Ireland beat England tomorrow, and if they've obviously win the rest of this game after last game, I'm not going to call anything just in case, then they could potentially take the silver medal position. It's literally all to play for.
Yeah, and it makes this really exciting that it's all coming down to our two games tomorrow, which you can join us for, and it is at 10 o'clock. Wales will be taking on the Republic of Ireland, and at 12 o'clock Northern Ireland will be playing England, followed by the closing ceremony and presentation when we will crown our senior European champions. So the changes on the Northern Ireland team: we have goalkeeper Rebecca McCulloch, Michelle McGee in goal defence, Niamh Cooper comes back on wing defence, Michelle Drain stays in centre, Lisa McCaffrey stays in wing attack, Frances Keenan in goal attack, and Ciara Crosby in goal shooter.
We see Genevieve Slater coming back on for the Republic of Ireland as well.
So yeah, Dan Ryan will be looking for that width.
Oh, that was unlucky. Better space for the Republic of Ireland. Just need to keep that now.
Good hands there, Rebecca McCulloch. Coops on the pickup.
And again, just a little bit frantic on the final ball in. Just need to take the pace off the ball a little bit, maybe even just going into the end third, I think. Yeah, good strength there. Oh, unlucky. Offside. Nice drive through court by Niamh Reynolds, but great defence by McGee. Gives the umpire a cuddle and carries on. Just need to get some depth. Again, credit to Northern Ireland defence, just keeping them non-ball side.
Oh, and Fanning just unable to hold on to that.
Nice drive out. Great roll, Katie Knox around the player then. The lovely goal line drive.
Ciara Crosby somehow comes up with it and puts it away.
Possibly a bit more settled once that one's gone in. Again, both wing attack and centre playing in the centre third then as the ball's coming through. They just need to create space. It was clever play by Niamh Cooper then as well, because Trish Fanning was the side to open up the goal shooter. Niamh Cooper just snuck round, and I don't think Trish Fanning even noticed.
Yep.
Nice front cut. Lovely pocket and well weighted. Look at that. That's experience, isn't it? She could have forced the ball into the goal shoot, but saw the goal attack entry and just waited. Well held.
Mel George just unable to pull that in, giving possession back to Northern Ireland.
Yeah, nice drive. It's just like those basic skills which are really nice. Lisa McCaffrey turning her hips to run on that, which stopped Niamh Reynolds from getting anywhere near it. Oh, good tip, Genevieve Slater.
Oh, well held, Frances Duffy.
Again, look at centre wing attack. They are working their socks off to work this ball down. Early caution there against Frances Keenan.
Yes.
Oh. Unlucky McCulloch, what a beautiful roll. Nice placement of the ball there by Niamh Reynolds. Great shot, Mel George. Good job. Oh, beautiful.
Lovely Lincoln play there between Ciara Crosby and Michelle Drain.
Nice pocket. See, that was a lovely drive as well by Frances Duffy. I think Trish Fanning was just offside there.
A wee cheeky laugh afterwards. She thought she'd maybe got away with it. Lovely drive through the court, Niamh Cooper.
She's been great with that. Like, it makes a real difference when you have defenders that will drive through the court like that and just bring the ball through. Oh, unlucky. Amelia Cox can't quite pull that in. Lovely. Oh, great defence, Republic of Ireland.
Yeah. Katie Cox has had a really good game. You know, she's trying to anticipate where that next ball's going, and she's been cutting out an awful lot of the options maybe that Northern Ireland have.
Yeah, one we didn't see, a player we didn't see yesterday, so it's good to see her on the court today. She's good at moving her feet round. Got a really good hold. Oh, or an illegal hold. I was just about to say she held her space really well then, but not deemed to be within the rules. Good patience there to reset. Much more space. Good job, Republic of Ireland. Strong drive by Frances Duffy. Great defence by Cooper. Doesn't drop for Mel George, so Northern Ireland will look to take this through. The trademark strong drive. Good smart play there. Could have sent it over to Michelle Drain. Opted to open up the other side of the circle instead. Clever play by the youngster. This is just where they need to change the angle of the drive. Quite a flat drive, sideways across the court by Niamh Reynolds. She needs to get an angle on that. We say a lot of the time, don't we, about running on diagonal lines, ball travelling on straight lines. It just makes it harder to intercept. Good pocket by Trish Fanning. Nice pass there in by Niamh Reynolds. Great take by Mel George. And you were talking yesterday as well about those splits, and Kira Crosby is very clever. She's splitting all the time to make sure the defender is behind her, so she closes the defender off rather than splitting open to her, or as you call turning it into the player, she turns away from the player. Great technical skills for a youngster. Well, George down the other end, sinking another one for the Republic of Ireland.
Michelle Drain just creating that space. Lovely drive.
Beautiful shot. Good job, Frances Keenan.
Oh, just not over the line.
Oh, well read, Genevieve Slater. Oh, unlucky. Nice backspace.
Lisa McCaffrey really commits the defender onto that front space and then has a really good change of direction.
Lovely shot. We were talking about shooting actions before, weren't we? And the whole of her body is still, the arm sinks quite low, but it comes up so beautifully high. So change for Republic of Ireland. Niamh Reynolds, the captain, takes to the bench.
We'll confirm who the substitution with you. And it is Ciara Murphy has come on at centre.
Great challenge there by Amelia Cox. Northern Ireland forced to swing.
Good pressure by Ireland in defence. But great patience to find the ball, find Ciara Crosby there.
Yeah, and starting to have to pass those balls with, only a couple of inches, if that gap, which is showing great pressure from Republic of Ireland. Unlucky. I think that was offside there by
Ciara Murphy.
Yeah.
And that's part of the job that Michelle Drain's doing. She's not letting her get that the line of path that she wants.
Good challenge there by Ciara Knox. Cheeky introduction to senior netball for Ciara Crosby. Nice ball, great drive. Lovely, fake the shot, pop it over. Really good shooting combination, these two. Crosby and Keenan proving their place. Lovely depth on second phase, and look at that, not just one offer, but two, yeah. It's like a coach's dream.
But it's both, it's everyone really committing to their job by really driving strong and opening up that space.
Just need to go with two hands knocks, pull that in. But Crosby says, no, it's mine, thank you very much. Kara Murphy and Trish Fanning setting up really close to each other at the moment. Oh, another offside. Great link and opening up space there by Lisa McCaffrey. So we don't always want our wing attack deep, but when the whole of the other side of the court is open, she did a great job there of linking and driving towards the ball line.
Nice rotation there. Crosby just clearing out of the front space, letting Keenan come through and then popping in for that under the post.
Contact called against the shooter there. We'll give the Republic of Ireland another chance to take this through to a goal. Good strength by Frances Duffy. Better feed. Oh! Just wanted to go with two hands, pull it in, hold your core.
Strong tape by Cooper on the line there.
Oh, well pressured by Knox. She read that well. She knew Michelle Drain was in that pocket. They don't have too long. Can they get one more on the board? All together.
So 20 seconds remaining in this final quarter. And have Ireland a chance for one more goal?
10 seconds left. I'm sure they've done training on this. What do you do when you've got the ball with 10 seconds left? Nice feed.
Ciara Crosby to shoot.
Oh, unlucky.
And so the score finishes 53 to Northern Ireland, 19 to the Republic of Ireland. And a good contest for both teams. Northern Ireland happy enough with the win, I'm sure. Republic of Ireland, all to do tomorrow against Wales.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's nice to see that Northern Ireland got some of their youngsters on. And I think, you know, that was actually quite a good defensive quarter for them, considering they had youngsters at the back. So that was really nice. And Republic of Ireland, an improved performance on yesterday. I think they just need to again go back and tweak, especially their spacing. If I was their coach, Joan, now, I'd be looking at their spacing on their through court and trying to get this cluster out the middle third. But you know what? It was improved performance on yesterday. So fantastic. So results so far from today. Fantastic first game, wasn't it, against Wales versus England?
Yeah, finishing 51 apiece to for both teams. So and then just finishing up there, 53 to Northern Ireland, 19 to the Republic of Ireland.
Yesterday saw England take on the Republic of Ireland and they won 73-16. And it also saw Wales take on Northern Ireland, where Wales came out 51-44.
So 2 exciting games tomorrow then. Wales play the Republic of Ireland at 10 o'clock and Northern Ireland play against England at 12 o'clock. we really hope you can join us for those two cracking games. So I want to say a big thank you to Natalie and the commentary box today for both games. Big thank you to Netball Europe, to Antrim Forum for hosting us here today, for QTV and all the volunteers over the weekend and behind the scenes who have helped make this event happen, to all our event sponsors, and also for you at home for watching this game. Hope you've enjoyed it, and we hope to see you back again tomorrow.